Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, campers. Good evening. Welcome. RGH live stream. Wednesday, the 13th of October, 2021. How are we all? Welcome to RGH weekly live stream. Wednesday, October the 13th, 2021. Wow, what a day. Sorry, it's been a long day. Not long got in, just had my tea. Done a full day over in Manchester. Then I zoomed over to Wigan for a meeting. Got back, just about had a bit of tea, got changed, showered, and here we are. Feet haven't touched the ground. So welcome to RGH live stream, Wednesday, the 13th of October, 2021. Talking all about the CBT. CBT, that is what tonight's video is all about. So this live stream is going to be absolutely fantastic for anybody thinking about starting that journey into the exciting world of motorcycling, because it all starts with the CBT. And the good thing about the live stream is that as we go through the live stream, in the description below, there are videos that are relating as we go through. So videos that we've done over the years, live footage, live videos, demonstrations, so on, in the description below, in an order that should see you going through the CBT. So it's going to be a good one. Tonight is going to be a good one. And it's going to be an hour and a half, I would think. First of all, big congratulations to Team RGH, getting lots of people through, tasters, CBTs, Mod 1s, Mod 2s. So big congratulations to those. Congratulations also to people up and down the country that have been messaging me, telling me how the videos, the channels out them achieve their goals. So thank you very much for that. Keep those positive comments coming. It really does inspire me to make more videos. And for those keyboard warriors, yeah, don't be silent. Come on, in the chat room. If you're going to dislike the video, let me know why. Don't be shy. That's for those small minority of haters out there. I welcome you to chat away on the chat room. Don't be shy. Come forward. Let me know who you are. All right, so tonight is all about the CBT. And if you don't know what the CBT is, in the description below, as an example, you'll see, I think I'm going to get it up on the screen, but in the description below, what you should have is a video tutorial that I've done, which explains to you what the CBT is. And if we just go down, it's headed CBT, what's it all about? Certainly worth watching. Yeah, so I will be referring you down into the description to all the links, because it works hand in hand. All right. So anybody watching, please do like the channel. Please do subscribe to the channel. Like the video. It does help. Comment away. I want lots of feedback, lots of comments, lots of questions. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. And as we go through, hoping that the algorithms of YouTube, more and more people will be coming on. So, okay. It is going to be a good one. It is all about the CBT. And lots of viewers, lots of our contributors on the chat room have done their CBTs, they've done their full licenses, but, you know, you've got experience that these newer viewers, new people coming in, you've got the experience they want. So it's not just all about me. You can help these ladies and gents out also. Okay, teamwork. As well as that, what we've got are some of our instructors do get on and contribute. So, you know, lots of experience from our side of the fence teaching, but lots of experience from anybody that is done the CBT also. So that is how it's going to go. And it is going to be a good one, as I say. I'm looking at probably about an hour and a half. Okay, so CBT then, we'll get started. Actually, before that, let's have a look and see who's in the chat room. So, good evening to Panda. And yes, you were the first person in the chat room. Well done. So good evening to you. Good evening, Figgle. Good evening, TH3 British. Lisa, good evening. AW8, good evening to you. Paul Sugnan, good evening. Sylvia, yeah, nice to see you too. Good evening to Sylvia. Good evening to Stephen. So yeah, a few there familiar names. So welcome to the live stream. CBT is the subject. Okay, CBT is the subject. AW8, fantastic, brilliant result. So all that hard work, time and effort has paid off, and what a feeling it is. What a feeling it is. Nice feeling. So let's get to it. CBT, compulsory basic training, in 1990. And the main reason was to combat the accidents involving learner motorcycles on the roads, because the law was different prior to 1990. So a little bit of history, and it's all in the video that's down in the description below also. So the government brought out the CBT in 1990. Can anybody tell me the exact date the CBT came in? So there's your first little question to make sure that we are all paying attention. So what was the date that the CBT was introduced? Who's paying attention? No, it was 1990. That was the year. But what date in 1990 was the CBT introduced? So what was the specific date that the CBT was introduced? No, nearly 1990. So what was the date in 1990? Well done, Paul Sugden. Yeah, 1st of December 1990 was when the CBT was introduced. The reason, as I said, prior to that, you know, the laws were different. You can get on bigger bikes, on provisionals and stuff like that. So the government brought out the CBT. Three aims of the CBT are, number one, the CBT validates the provisional entitlement on your license. So the provisional entitlement on your license, CBT validates that, allows you to ride up to 125cc without plates front and back if you're 17. At 16, it's only a 50cc. So number one aim really is the certificate, get issued it, and it can validate your provisional entitlement on your license. Aim number two is that at the end of the course, going through the course successfully, be able to contribute to improving road safety generally. Okay. And number three aim, really important aim, is that you can contribute to maintaining, I suppose, the reduction, maintaining, maybe improving the reduction involving learner motorcyclists. Now, it's an interesting statistic that accidents have changed. The percentage has changed involving learner motorcyclists since the CBT was introduced. So do we know what reduction has been achieved since the CBT was introduced? Can anybody come up with that? Accidents involving learner motorcyclists since the CBT was introduced have been reduced by how much? Can anybody tell me by how much? 800%? No. No. So accidents have been reduced by a certain amount. Not really. Yeah, I mean, sort of, but no, it's a to and from. Okay, so the answer is accidents involving learner motorcyclists have been reduced by between well done, MT Rider, 50-70%, in between 50-70%, so 60% right now. So 50-70% have reduced. So it is worthwhile. Okay, so the CBT course is worthwhile. Compulsory basic training, that's what the CBT stands for. It's not a test. But because it's not a test, it doesn't mean to say that you will guarantee to get through on one sitting. It won't happen. Okay, so it's all about safety. If you cannot demonstrate that you're safe, then it might need to be doing a bit more time into it and improving your standard. So just because you book a CBT for next Wednesday, it doesn't mean to say that you're going to get your CBT certificate on the Wednesday. Yeah, great if you can show you're safe throughout the course. Got to cover everything during the course, but if you're not safe, if you're not ready, then you will be invited back to do more training. So don't think if you've got to put more training in, you failed, because you don't fail a CBT. You don't pass a CBT and you don't fail a CBT. You achieve a standard on a CBT, and how quickly you achieve that standard is really down to you. Figure, like the world is your shoulder and you can have fun with the big bike. Whoop, yes, you can. Get there, Carl. 19. I do not use Google. No, well, Google. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people don't. You can ride on a CBT without taking a theory test, right? Just need basic. Yes, you do not need a theory test to do your CBT, although you need to have an understanding of a basic understanding of highway code. Yeah, so anybody that goes for the CBT, get your highway code book or on your app on your phone and just do a bit of revision. It will help you. It will help you. Hey, you got a new one. The freedom of your scooter, fantastic. It doesn't get much better, does it? 2 wheels on your own, it is fantastic. So CBT, we know what it stands for. We know it when it was introduced. We know why it was introduced. What can you ride when you've passed your CBT? 16 years old, you can ride a 50cc. At 17 years old, you can ride a 125cc. And the CBT will last you for 2 years. Used to be 3, then it came down to 2. And I think that's to encourage you to go on and do further training and get your test done. But a CBT, it lasts you for 2 years. You get a certificate. You don't need to do anything with that certificate. Keep it somewhere safe at home. The insurance company might want a copy of it. So if they do, send a copy. Don't send the original. Keep it at home in the drawer. You don't need to carry it with you anywhere, but carry your license. We notify the ATB that completes your CBT, will notify the DVSA, Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, notify then the DVLA, so it will be on record that you've done it. But you don't need to carry it with you. Steel Horse, you're in Wigan. Where can I go to do the CBT? On the Three Sisters race circuit, mate. We have RJH Wigan on site, the Three Sisters race circuit. So you can book online on the website. We have a booking calendar, and I'm putting the link on here now. You want to book, you can book there. rjhgroup.co.uk. And so if you lose your CBT certificate, you can only get a copy from the ATB that issued it, and there is a charge. So bear in mind, there is a charge, and we charge £30. Okay, we charge £30 for your CBT certificate. Now then, what is involved? Or actually, what do you need? So you need a valid driver's license, and whether that's a provisional or a full car, like you need a valid driver license, and you need on your CBT, you need to bring glasses if you need them for reading, because you do get a number plate check. You've got to read a number plate from 20.5 meters. So you need your license, you need glasses, and you need to be sensible about what you're wearing. Don't turn up in shorts and t-shirts. Minimum denim jeans. We always recommend ankle protection footwear. But, you know, if you're getting into it, far better to have all of your own gear. And where can you get your own gear from? We recommend J&S Accessories. They've got 30 stores nationwide, and they've got a fantastic online, order online, stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is just pop their link here, J&S Accessories. Take a look wherever you are up and down the country. They are sure to have a store near you. And, you know, we would always recommend when you're coming for your CBT, always recommend to bring your own gear. You feel a lot better in your own gear. And don't do what somebody did the other week. They came along and they took all the new gear out of the packets. They haven't even worn it, and it was all stiff. They just didn't feel comfortable. So if you do have new gear, do a bit of, wear it around the house or something. Get dressed up and take the dog for a walk in it and break it in. Did you see, talking of, did you see a Manchester Marathon? There was a couple of firemen in the full gear. Could do that. You could do a marathon in it, couldn't you? That'd certainly break it in. But yeah, do think about bringing your own gear. Prices for your own gear, you can spend £200-300. You could spend £3,000. It's looking at your budget and what price do you put on your own gear, your own safety. Buy the best you can afford, but yeah, be sensible. All right. So you need your license, you need glasses. We always recommend you bring your own gear. Be sensible about what you're wearing anyway. If you're not, we can provide the basics. And make sure when you do arrive for your CBT, make sure you're on time. You know, take responsibility. We get people turning up an hour late, but of course, it's never our fault. It's never their fault. They rock up at 9 o'clock and it's our fault. Well, and expect to get in. Not a chance. Ain't gonna happen. So take responsibility, be prepared and bring all the correct stuff and arrive on time. Why would you rock up in trainers and tracksuit bottoms an hour late for a CBT and expect to be, it's beyond me. Take responsibility. And it's not a guarantee that you're going to get through on that day. Yes, if you're safe, we will get you through the CBT. in the first day. If you're not safe, if you've not achieved everything, you won't. But again, take responsibility. CBT, compulsory basic training, it's not a test, of course, of safety, but plan what you're doing. Think about what you're doing. Oh, and while I'm there having that little moan, don't do a night shift and finish your night shift at 6 o'clock and then come in for a CBT at 8 o'clock thinking you're going to be home by 12, because it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. So it's crazy what we see. Take responsibility. First thing you would do, suppose, on arrival is have all your documents checked, make sure you can read a number plate. I think that's what we'd see first of all. It's arrived for your CBT. You meet your instructor and everything, but the first thing you get done is get your licenses checked, make sure all the documents are checked, and make sure you can read the number plate. We do that right at the beginning, because without those, then it ain't gonna happen. Second video in the description below is, do I have to do a CBT? So does everybody have to do a CBT? There's an open question. So does everybody have to do a CBT? That's in the description below. That is the second video. So does everybody have to do a CBT? I'll get there. That's better. Didn't think of it. Nice RJH white polo shirt. How's that? So Stephen Griff is saying that yes, everybody has to do a CBT. Is that correct? Figol, before a date, I can remember if you passed your test before that date, you can ride a 50C on a 4-car license. Yes. So what is that law? What is that ruling then? So what is that ruling? What is that ruling? Who's got that answer? I think it's called granddad rights. It is along those lines, granddad rights. Yeah. Can anybody come up with the answer for that one? So does everybody have to do a CBT? Any takers? No, not everybody does have to do a CBT, but what we're after then, Abdisalam, what we're after is who doesn't have to do one then? Hey, getting you thinking. Yes, if they want to ride a 125cc, Stephen, they do. Everybody has to do a CBT for a 125cc, but for a 50cc, they don't. So basically, if you, no, not 1997, if you pass your car driving test on or after the 1st of February 2001, you've got to do a CBT. So prior to the 1st of February 2001, if you pass your full car test, you can ride a 50cc on your car license. with no L plates, and you can take a passenger on the back of it. Not that you would want to, but yeah. So, and basically, if you only want to ride a 50cc, and you passed your car test after the 1st of February 2001. So last week, you pass a car test, you do a CBT, you can ride a 50cc on the full date of your car license. So you don't need to do another CBT every 2 years for a 50cc. And you don't have to have L plates on it either. But that's one little bit of useful information for you. And these are all in the highway code. Yeah. So let's think then, CBT. So we know what it's all about. We know who has to do one and doesn't. You know what you can ride when you've done it. And it is an enjoyable day. CBTs are really, really very enjoyable. We try and make it as fun as possible. And a good CBT, I think we start at 8 o'clock in the morning, but a good CBT, you've got to be thinking about, 4 o'clock, something like that, finish 4 or 5 o'clock. But, if you're renewing, you maybe do it a bit early, a bit quicker, but you still got to go through everything. But a good CBT, I would think you're looking at 7 or 8 hours. If you're doing a CBT in 3 hours, there's problems going on. You cannot do a CBT in 3 hours. There's something going on. Because you've got to be on the road for minimum 2 hours, and then you've got all the other elements as well. So 3 or 4 hour CBT, you're pushing your luck. So something is not right if that's all you're doing. And also with the CBT, as we go through with the road ride, your road ride needs to be a minimum of 2 hours. Okay. So if you come back off your road ride and it's, an hour, been on the road for an hour and you get signed off, that is a problem. If you come back off your road ride and you've been on the road for 45 minutes, that is a problem. So, you should be on the road for a minimum of 2 hours. Element C can take more than 3 hours. You're right. We like to start element C at 10 o'clock. If we can get element C, because we start CBTs at 8, but if we can get element C started by 9:30 to 10 o'clock, our cutoff point is 1 o'clock, because our training yards get used after 1 o'clock anyway. But, if you've not mastered everything by sort of 9:30 up to 1 o'clock, then good chance you'd be coming back to do a bit more training. If you start adding all of those on, then your good CBT is 6, I'd say 6, 7, 8, 7 or 8 hours is a good CBT. So let's move on then to the sort of stuff that is involved then with the CBT. So everything's in order. We've checked everything, license, everything, all that, eyesight checks done, everything else. Yeah. So then you're in the classroom, and then the CBT, it could be one. We generally have classes of 3 or 4 students. So Wigan is our Wigan site is approved for 3. Eccles is approved for 4. Northwich is approved for 4. The new site that we've got is approved for 6. What's that? When that's that'll be 6. So depending where you go, will depend on the size of the class and how many of you are there and how many instructors and stuff like that. But so one instructor can do 4 of you on element A, B, C, and D. But element E, that's the road ride, can only have 2 trainees to 1 instructor. So the ratio is 4 trainees to 1 instructor on elements A, B, C, and D, and then 2 trainees to 1 instructor on element E. And that's the CBT read, is 5 elements. Think of your hand. If you've got 1 thumb and 4 fingers, great. So you've got A, B, C, D, and E. They're the 5 elements. And you've got to go A to B to C to D to E. You can't go jumping them around. You've got to go in order. Yeah, every trainer, Carl, is CBT qualified. That's the entry level. So you can do a CBT. You could have a CBT only instructor. You could have a CBT, or you could have a full license. It just depends on the day. I think there's 12 of us at the moment teaching. 11 or 12 of us, I think, on the last count. There's a few of us teaching now. Just depends who you get. So if we're looking at 12, I think there's 12, 13, 4. There's about 14 of us all together now. At the last count, 3 of those are ladies. So we've got a lady director, we've got a lady centre manager, we've got a lady instructor, or the centre manager instructor as well. But so 3 ladies out of 13, 14 of us. So what's that? 25-30% of our workforce are ladies. Yeah, so Archie Kemp, what advice could I give you? Subscribe to the channel and watch all of the videos. Tonight's video is all about the CBT. So, so worth tuning in. Remember, the CBT is training, not a test. You cannot pass, you cannot fail. You need to achieve a standard. All you need to do is show that you are safe. It's as simple as that. All you need to do is show that you are safe and you will be fine. If you go jumping through red lights, if you're not reading road signs, if you're not anticipating, if you start being a menace to yourself out on the road, you're not going to get your ticket. It's as simple as that. So you need to be safe. Liam Coomber, 94. I'm 27. I want to do my full bike license with only a little bit of riding experience. How would I go about it all? Well, we have different courses for different abilities. We have a beginner's combo course where you have CBT and all your training and all your tests. Take a look on our website, Liam. But depending where you are, what neck of the woods are you? And get and have a look at the school. Go and see the school that you're thinking about investing all your time and money in. Check them out online. Read their reviews. And go and speak to them. Check out their bikes. So we get people saying our facilities are rubbish. Well, excuse me, we've got the best venues, we've got the best bikes, we've got the best gear. So all of our gear is new. All of our bikes are new, and all of our instructors are good. And what you want to do is invest in. So somebody comes to us today, yeah, we're a little bit more expensive than some, but what you've got is good equipment. All the bikes are ABS brakes, all the bikes are no more than 5 years old. Yeah, if you want a bit cheaper, go down the road and learn to ride on a 20-year-old bike. There's schools, we know of schools that use the test centers that we use that have bikes that are 19 years old. Right, well, that's fine, but that's not what we do. So we charge a little bit more because we reinvest. We reinvest in the people, we reinvest in the facilities and the equipment that we use. So that's what I would say, Liam. Go and check them out. Don't part with your hard-earned cash before you go and check them out. Good evening, Hader. Steel Horse, 50 years old, and everyone is saying I'll die at my age on a bike. I used to ride bikes as a kid, and I have a bike now in a garage, but I've decided I really want to get proper on the road but not die. Listen, you could have, listen, at the end of the day, Steel Horse, we're all going to die at some time. That's as certain as paying your taxes, isn't it? Everybody is at some point gonna. So, you know, you've got as much chance walking along the road and getting knocked over and stuff. It's going to happen to everybody. My advice is go with your gut feeling. Don't listen to people. Listen to people, but don't listen to them. We've all got different circumstances and personal circumstances. But next year, Steel Horse, in the summer of 2022, I celebrate 50 years of first riding bikes. So my first experience of riding bikes was the summer of 1972. And yeah, I mean, I'm still around. I'm not saying that I won't ever die on a bike, because I might one day. Hopefully I won't be, but you know, we're all going to go at one time or another somehow. We only live once. We only live once. So if you want it, matey, go and get it. Go and get it. You won't regret it. What have we got then? I'm 53, mate. Passed my CBT 2 weeks ago. I'm alive. Well done, Paul. You've got a lot of catching up to do when you're in your 50s. Look at all those years that you've missed out on when you're bringing up your kids and paying off your mortgage and working hard. Now it's your time. Now it's your time to get on your bike and go on your travels. It's fantastic. Get your passport, stick it in the top box, get your wallet, stick it in your top box, get your tent, tie it on and go. Get your ferry over into France and go. You will not regret it. It's fantastic. Carl Crompton, when Steel Horse, when you're ready, get the bike on its back wheel. Yeah, we're not talking about wheelies tonight. We're talking about CBT. Carl Crompton, eh? Good on a push bike on the road. Just if I was on a moto, lights looking at stuff. Assuming it's the exact same as CBT. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. It's all about being able to navigate yourself around junctions and roundabouts, mixing with all the other road users, applying your OSM PSL, observation, signal, maneuver, position, speed. Look, show that you're safe. Show that you're safe and you will be fine. Okay, so a lot going on in the chat room tonight, isn't it? And we got 25 people watching, 18 likes. There's 7 of you watching. 7 of you have not liked the video. So why have 7 of you not liked the video? That is what I'm asking yourself. Is it because I've not had a shave? Maybe I'll have a shave for next week. There's one added. 26 people watching. 22 more people have liked it now. So keep it up. 25 people watching. Only 20 of you like. That means there's still 5 of you watching. 21. There we go. Any more? 24 watching. 21 liked. Get that like button. Bing, bing, bing. 22. Look at that. Fantastic. You're very attentive. All of you, 23 now, all of you in the chat room are so attentive. It's unbelievable. So, shall we get started? On to Element A. So, the first element of the CBT Element A. Description below. Description below is all about Element A. Live footage. So it's instructor, live trainees. Take a look. You can see, you get an idea of what's involved. And also I've put a link there about buying your first helmet. So some really good stuff. Okay, so element A, really, I would say element A should last about 45 minutes. And you know, if you're renewing your CBT and you're in a class where somebody hasn't done a CBT, it's going to be 45 minutes. If you're renewing your CBT and maybe you're on your own and you rock up on your own, you got your own bike, you got your own gear, then it's probably going to be a little bit quicker because a lot of Q&A, because we do pitch it at your level. But typically element A, you're looking at about 45 minutes. And, you know, if you're thinking of getting into absolutely TH3 British, 3-600, yeah, good. Go, when you go into your place, have a look. They've got last season stuff, maybe a bit discounted. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's, I'd say, yeah, £5,000. You get yourself relatively kitted out, and you know it's really, really important. But I would say a good CBT element A about 45 minutes, talking about helmets, jacket, trousers, gloves, boots, why you need to wear it, and so forth. But it is really important. You know, I can't underestimate how important it is. And it's enjoyable. So you move on to element B, and element B is machine controls, you know, bike familiarization, controls, what they do, what they don't do, stuff like that. Maintenance checks, we do daily checks, weekly checks, those sort of things. Getting bikes on and off the stands, wheeling around, using the front brake, and starting and stopping the bike. And we've got quite a lot of videos there. Machine controls on and off the stands. And again, element B really should be about 45 minutes. So for element A and B, you're looking at an hour and a half. If you're doing element A and B in 30 minutes, it's too quick. It's not thorough. So you need to be aware. Yeah. Getting in and getting out quick. It's not a thorough CBT. Nothing to be excited about. Honda Rebel 125. Nice. Like up, guys. Yeah, 25 people have liked now. That's soon from, what was it, 17, suddenly up to 25. British, you are so attentive. All of you. All of you are so attentive. RG Kemp, your videos are very informative. Suggested your videos to buddies, as you guys have great reviews. Even I haven't done my CBT yet, and they both passed. Looking good. Fantastic. Thanks for that, Archie. Means a lot. Positive feedback is welcomed. It does inspire us to make more videos. Is anyone from the United States and is similar to the MSF course? I'm not. Don't know whether any of you watching is, Hader. AW8 high steel horse. Have you ever ridden an air steel horse? If we are deemed not ready for CBT, is there any extra charge for MotoGP? So if you have to come back on a separate day, then there will be a charge. Instructors are not going to come in to do it free of charge. Instructors, you know, it's a job for them. They do, you know, they do require payment, but cross that bridge when you get there. Important thing is go and enjoy your day. Listen to your instructors. Show you've got a good attitude, safety, and you know there's no reason why you won't get through on the same day. Most people will get through on the same day. Yeah, good. So hour and a half. So what's that? 8 o'clock start. So say 9:30, ready to get on the road, which is about right. We like to, not on the road, sorry, 8:30, starting at 8 o'clock. So 9:30, we like to get you on to the bike. Certainly 9:30, no later than 10 o'clock. We want to get you on the bike, thinking about the 1 o'clock cutoff. So if we can get you on the bike, if we can have 3 hours, 3.5 hours, that's fantastic. So element C, which is the element that we can't say is going to take that length of time because we're all different. Element A, we can say, yeah, 45 minutes. Element B, 45 minutes. Element D, 45 minutes. Element E, 2 hours. But element C, we cannot say is going to be 1 hour, 3 hours, 5 hours. We just can't say how long it's going to be. Element E, yeah, 2 hours, but we can't say we'll get you ready in 2 hours. But me personally, and most of my team are going to be the same. If we've got you on the road for 2 hours and you're not showing you're safe, we're not going to keep you out for too much longer than that. Because after 2 hours, your concentration just drops. So start increasing the risks for everybody. So me personally, if you cannot demonstrate to me in 2 hours everything I need to see, then you will be coming back. Okay. The times, so A, B, D, and E, pretty much control in the times. Element C, we cannot control the time. As I say, 3.5 hours we can give you on that day. Fantastic. If that's not enough, you might need to come and do a bit more. And yeah, that does incur a charge. I've got a fantastic video of that, Hader, and it's listed in the description below. It's listed under Element C, CBT training, and it is OSM PSL at Junctions. So I do have that on my my channel. So in the description below, the CBT Element C, I have got that. So let's have a look at Element C then. What's involved with Element C? First thing, I suppose, moving off and stopping, isn't it? Using the brakes in the control position at a given point. No, it's, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I do forgive myself. First thing on Element C is getting you moving off and stopping, full length of the yard. Okay, so depending on what facility you got, but we want you riding the full length of the pad. Yeah, Steel Horse, you can come and pay cash if you want, but you need to come and pay cash before the CBT. So you can get in touch with us, make sure we're open when you come down. But yeah, you can pay cash. We take most methods of payment. And yeah, not a problem. But for Element C, first exercise, moving off and stopping. Control position using both brakes. Video below. It's headed, moving off and stopping. Right, let's see who's paying attention. What's the correct sequence for stopping in a straight line? What is the correct sequence for stopping in a straight line? Super Rory Lewis, description below, mate, is Element C. There is a video of how to change gears. It's one of our lessons, live lessons, how to change gears. Also, subscribe to this channel, pick the playlist live streams. About 3 weeks ago, we did a live stream on changing gears. So not only have you got a changing gear live video below of a real live lesson, but you've also got a live stream where we've got me talking like this, lots of comments in there about, so it's all about the changing of the gears. So do a little bit of homework, watch those videos, they will pay off. Good evening, Oliver H. Missed you there, buddy. So what was the question? It was correct system to stopping in a straight line. Roll off the throttle and apply the rear reel brake. Nope. Steel horse. I legally owned and rode a 50 gear moped 90 years. Also lived in the countryside so much to learn re-riding on. Yep. Try riding in the city centre, Manchester. Figgle, dropping a left foot as you come to a full stop. Yes, left foot down only, right foot covering the rear brake. Mirrors, roll off throttle, front brake, then rear brake. Great. What about the clutch, Paul? Rory, cheers. Yeah. Hader, Super Lewis, changing gears on a bike can be easier and simpler than changing gears in a car. Yep. Mirrors, lifesaver, 2 wheels leakers, safety level H. I'll let you use off. Yeah, good. So correct way to slow down and stop is off throttle, A. A, B, brakes, front brake, back brake in a straight line, C, clutch. So roll off the throttle, front brake, back brake, clutch, left foot down. So what's going to happen if you bring your clutch in before the brakes? How's that? What's going to happen if you bring your clutch in before the brakes? Oh, we're full of questions tonight, aren't we? I've got so many questions. I can keep firing over to you. So what is going to happen if you bring your clutch in before the brakes? Freewheeling, also known as coasting. So yes, well done, Paul. Freewheeling, also known as coasting, is not good. Bike can fall, could do coasting, yeah. It can increase the likelihood of skidding. It can make you unable to stop where you want to. So we don't recommend coasting, all right? Do not recommend coasting. Using the brakes then. Let me just get rid of this a minute. After the moving off and stopping, we do some slow speed. And slow speed is what? So what controls do we use on slow speed? So what controls do we use on slow speed? Hello, Liz. I need to run. So what are the slow speed controls? A lot of questions coming your way today. A lot of questions coming your way. Feather of the clutch, throttle, rear brake, spot on. So 3 controls of riding slowly: throttle, clutch, rear brake. Now, what I've got in the description below is slow speed, figure of 8, and we've got slow speed. So take a look at them. But your slow speed is getting the clutch on the bite point, feathering it, keeping it on the bite point. So gas, clutch, rear brake, the balance between those 3. Okay. And it's slow speed coordination, really. It could be 2-3 mile an hour, it could be 7 or 8 mile an hour. Front brake you don't want to be using on slow speed. We don't recommend front brake on slow speed because of the power of the front brake. The front brake is the most powerful of the brakes, isn't it? Okay, so we don't recommend using your front brake on slow speed, for sure. Most effective way of stopping in a straight line, getting your speed down, stopping, is front and back brake together. But front brake, we don't recommend that on slow speed. And slow speed is under 10 mile an hour. I don't use that. What I use is, you don't want to be using the front brake if you've got your coordination slow speed. So if you've got your gas, your feather and your clutch, that's when you don't want to be using your front brake. You know, there's nothing to be afraid of with your front brake. It's how you use it and where you use it. So the element C, the second part, riding slowly, generally we're going to be doing that in a straight line, but you know, if you're taking to it nicely, we're getting around in a big circle. But clutch, rear brake, throttle for slow speed, and steering, yeah, looking where you're going, your hands will follow your eyes. Lots and lots of tips on that. Lots and lots of tips. I've got a great slow speed video which isn't in the description below, so what I'm going to do is dig it out and put it in the description below, because that is relevant to that part of the discussion on slow speed. After the slow speed, then once you've mastered that, you'd move on, and the third part of element C is using the brakes at a given point. So, you know, having a marker, pretending it's a stop junction or traffic lights or whatever you might want to consider it to be, and it's just getting you to stop, using the brakes effectively. So the most tried and tested, the recommended way of stopping in a straight line, ABC, so it's off the throttle, front brake, back brake, clutch in, foot down. And we've talked about coasting and stuff, but front brake followed by the back brake. That is what we recommend. Front brake followed by the back brake. If you start doing the back brake before the front, that's going to increase the likelihood of skidding. If you go back brake before the front, it's going to potentially affect where you're stopping. You know, you're not going to stop at a given point. So there's lots of disadvantages with getting the braking order wrong. And you know, it's the most effective way of stopping in a straight line is front brake, back brake. What about braking percentages then? So who's got an idea about braking percentages? So dry weather compared to wet weather. Who's got any thoughts on braking percentages? Any takers? No, as in the pressure that you're going to be using to apply your brakes, because you're going to apply your brakes differently in the dry weather compared to the wet weather. Not bad. Yeah, so in dry conditions, we'd recommend 70 front, 30 back. in wet conditions, 50 front, 50 back. Okay, so, you know, if it's dry, your front tires will take a bit more pressure than if it was raining. All right, so 70 front, 30 back, good conditions, 50 front, 50 back in wet conditions. Okay. So it's the system is A, B, C. Fourth section of element C. Fourth section of element C. What is the fourth section of the CBT? And it is gears. Yeah. And somebody said about the gears, didn't they? And what I've got in the description below is a live video of gears, but also on this playlist, the live stream playlist, are probably 50 or so videos now on the live stream. If you go to the live stream playlist, you'll see that I think there's about 50 videos, but there's a great live stream about 3 weeks ago where we discussed gears. So we actually had a live stream on gears. How cool is that? Right, let's have a look on here. Live stream videos. Whoops, get rid of that. They no, not that one. Get rid of that. Live stream videos. Live streams. View full playlist. So in our live stream playlist, we've got 45 videos now, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos ago we did let's discuss changing gears, and it was on the 1st of September. So have a look. It's not scary. It is scary, I think, if you've not done it. You sort of get yourself in a bit of a pickle about it, but it's not scary. Once you get the hang of it, it's very, very, it just becomes second nature. Yeah, Paul, well done. Just takes a bit of practice. C4, C5. People must be able to ride the machine around as in a figure of 8. Oh, look down below in the description. Slow speed figure of 8. Yeah, we've got them there. Have a look at it. Lots of top tips on it. Slow speed figure of 8. Looking where you want to go. Counterweight. Don't lean with the bike. Get a nice rhythm. You know, 6-7 miles an hour. And no front brake. So figure of 8. That is element C. Module 5, if you like. Yeah. Following that, you go to element C, module 6, emergency stop. Oh, I've got a fantastic video in the description below. Keep pointing down below. Get yourself down into that description. Got a fantastic video on emergency stop, and it's me that's conducting that one. The brief on it is spot on. Yeah, the brief on that emergency stop is bob on. Okay, and it's, well, that's all I'm going to say. It is bob on. So emergency stop. That's all I'm going to say. It is bob on. Oh, there you go. So take a look at that video. And you know, I was talking to one of the examiners last week, talking about emergency stops and stuff, and he was saying that whenever he gets a new bike, he'll go and find a car park somewhere and he'll do a few emergency stops on his own, you know, just to get used to the bike, get used to that, the brakes on that bike, because they're all different, but just get to know it. So it's practice. But stopping in an emergency should be quite natural. If you need to do it, you need to do it, but it's all, you want to be in control. Okay. Now, following on from the emergency stop, it's Element C, Module 7. Oh, excuse me. The pupil must be able to, it's rear observations basically. So if you have a look in the description below, keep pointing down below. In the description below, I've got a fantastic demonstration video on rear observations. And this one's had quite a lot of views as well. It's not a what was it, 5 years old, but it's had 48,000 views. It's got 1.1 thousand likes, 15 dislikes. People commenting about my over the microphone, but hey, I don't mind. But it's a cracking video. It is a cracking video. Take a look. It will certainly help you. Well, if you're looking at slalom into figure of 8, 5 paces I use for the slalom, which tends to do quite well. But if you're looking at the actual distance between, I've got them here. If you're looking at the distance between for slalom, for module 1 slalom, 4.5 meters. So you've got 5 yellows, they're all 4.5 meters, and then when you get to the 2 blue ones, there's 6 meters, but 4.5 meters in between the cones. Steel or go for CBT if cost us 5 for course plus. Yeah. 4.5 meters and 6 for the figure of 8. Yes. So slalom 4.5 meters, and then the 2 blue cones 6 meters for the figure of 8. That is the DVSA. That's to scale for the module 1 test. Yeah. So rear obs really important. Mirrors and shoulders. Mirrors indirect, shoulders direct. Take a look at that video. It will help. Any questions with any videos, get back to me. I do get, do respond to the videos on the YouTube, so it's all valuable content. Number 8 on C. Element C, number 8 is figure of number 8. Sorry if I missed one there. Yeah, it's OSM PSL and Junctions. In the description below, I have got the live stream OSM PSL at Junctions. It's a cracking video as well. OSM PSL, observation, signal, maneuver, position, speed, look. In the car, mirror, signal, maneuver, position, speed, look. But it is, yeah, it is great. It is great. So have a look at that one. It will help, particularly if you're not a car driver. So if any of you are not car drivers, it will help. Finally, on Element C, it's a U-turn. Somebody said dreaded U-turn. Everybody has the thing about the U-turn, the dreaded U-turn. Slow speed at an angle. All you're doing is turn around the road. But people have things about cones and stuff. But how to complete a U-turn, there is a description below down there. Slow speed control, make sure you get your observations and stuff in. So there's a lot. Element C is the juicy one. Element C is the one we can't put a time on. And if you are thinking about going and doing your CBT, it's worth having a look at that, all those below, and it'll just give you a bit of an eye-opener about what is involved. Yeah. Because people think they just come along and spend an hour and be done. Well, no, it's not. It's going to take a bit longer than that. Once all that's covered, and once you're at a satisfactory standard, you'll be into Element D, which is the pre sort of road talk. and we call it practical on-road training when it's an open discussion, and we generally do this around about lunchtime. If you've got your sandwiches and stuff, you can do this while you're talking. The subjects that you cover, there's 14 subjects. Number 1 is legal requirements. Number 2 is understanding the highway code. Number 3 is why motorcyclists are more vulnerable than other road users. Number 4 is conspicuity, the need to be clearly visible. Number 5 is why we should pay attention to road surfaces. Number 6, why we should pay attention to weather conditions. Number 7, the need to ride according to existing road and traffic conditions, speed. Number 8 is anticipation of other road users. Number 9, hazard perception. Number 10 is your attitude. Number 11 is rear observations, the need to carry them out. Number 12, road position, the need to adopt the correct road position. 13, understand the importance of following a safe distance, safe and sufficient distance. Number 14, riding under the influence of drink or drugs. So number element D is 14 subjects, and it is an open forum. We do like interaction. And again, that's going to be taking you about 45 minutes. In the description below, we have got a live... No, we haven't. But, oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. In the CBT playlist, there are a lot of live videos of Element D, different pupils and how they respond. It's quite an opener how people become very quiet and some are very talkative, but check that out. Element D. Element E is your 2 hours on the road, and we have some various videos here, including roundabouts, use of OSM PSL, and top tips to turn your indicators off, and that's all in the description below on Element C. But there is a playlist of, I think, on CBTs, it's probably about 70 videos of different exercises on CBTs. So really is quite, the content is really quite good. So 2 hours minimum on the roads, radio contact with your instructor. As we said, only 2 trainees to 1 instructor. Things you're going to cover on the road: roundabouts, junctions, and your execution of them. You need to be able to deal with them safely with our road users, but you're also going to come across traffic lights, pedestrian crossings, gradients and bends. Also on the road, you will be doing U-turns and emergency stops exercises. So you pull up somewhere and you'll be briefed on that, and you need to do those safely, just like you did in the yard. So a bit of a recap. All the instructor wants to do is see that you are safe. Once you've done all that, come back. Instructor can advise you what the best way forward is for you, and then you complete the CBT certificate, and give you some development objectives, and send you on your way. Job done. But yeah, if you're starting at 8 o'clock on a CBT, bear in mind you are going to be looking at around about 4 o'clock. Certainly, as we said, a good CBT is going to be 8 hours or so, 7 or 8 hours. Okay, so it's all good. That's really all about the CBT. So hoping that's helped a lot of you, and any of the new ones that are coming through onto there, and referring to the videos in the description below will help you. Okay, and that is the CBT. It's been a very good night. I've had quite a lot of people liking the video, and we've got quite a lot of interaction, which is what we want, what we like. Anybody, any questions regarding CBT? Next live stream will be on Sunday, and that is just a Sunday evening with Bob the Biker Q&A. So anything about bikes. Next week, so if I schedule another live stream for next Wednesday, so next Sunday, that's the next live stream on Question Time. If we do another live stream next Wednesday, a week today, and we'll talk all about the module 1. Yeah, so we'll go through the next stage, which is module 1, and then the following we'll do module 2 again, and then we'll do and so on. Well, I mean, we don't like a one-to-one CBT. We like because as a business it's not profitable. But if we have 2 or 3, 3 is a good number, and you can learn a lot from other riders doing the CBT. So you can, you know, it's good to have a group, a little bit more banter, a little bit more humour, and you can learn. So I would always say in a group. Yeah, I would always say in a group can help with your learning. So yeah, I'll say I'll be on for another 15 minutes. I said about an hour and a half, so about an hour, coming up to an hour and 20. I'll stay until 1 hour 30. So I'll give it another 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna be hasta la vista. So any questions? Come on in. Get them questions in. Get them questions in. Joe Ray, booked in with RJH on Saturday. Let's have a look, Joe. Let's see where we are on Saturday. On Saturday, you are with Ashley, is your instructor in Northwich. So we AW8 we charge 199. That's 199, which includes everything. We have 3 sites, CBTs. We can get you in within the week. We have 12 instructors, 3 sites, and we can get you in within the week. Check the website out. On our website, we'll show latest availability. So that is the website. Check on there, and it will have latest availability. TH3, I'm not too sure, mate. So the best thing I would say is just do it on a Google, have a look on. But yeah, make sure you've got all the correct documentation. But we can certainly look after you. No, just a general. Yeah, just a general. Do you drive a car, Joe? You're on a 125. Got you on a 125, so you must be 17 or over. Do you drive a car? It's just a basic understanding of the highway code. You're not going to be quizzed on how many questions you can get right or anything daft like that. It's just a general open forum. So you're just 20 then, Joe. You're just you're not a car driver. Yeah, just come. If you know, you'd be surprised what you do know about the highway code, even as a pedestrian. So you have people have quite a lot of knowledge that they don't think they've got. It's common sense. Yeah. So we like common sense. Yeah, we did at the beginning. Make sure you're prepared. Always get there on time. Make sure you've got the correct documentation. Make sure you're wearing the right gear. But yeah, it is really, really important. And if you arrive late, you're just putting pressure on everybody else, including yourself. We have people arriving late, an hour late, tracksuit bottoms, train. They're totally unprepared. Haven't read any of the documentation. They just turn up. They expect to get through. Well, it don't quite work like that. And what I would say is, if you do turn up, and you're not prepared, you could lose your fee. It's as simple as that. Downside is that it's never their fault, so it's always our fault. It's our fault that you are an hour late. It's our fault that you arrive and you've not got the correct gear on. It's our fault that you arrive and you haven't got the documentation, because unfortunately, people don't like to hold their hands up and admit the fact that they're wrong and take responsibility for their actions. They all blame us. Well, bite you on the backside, unfortunately, because we don't want that in our business. So yeah, so Joe, Wallasey Motorcycles was local to me, but when I was at J&S a while back, seen the layout and did research and was satisfied in knowing the staff, and they don't. No, Joe, we don't cut corners. We've got, J&S, it's fantastic facility there. Bike shop, bike clothing shop, cafe, bike school, workshops. We've got everything there. All the bikes there are new. So the bikes, the Kawasaki's are 21 plates. There's 20s and 21 plates. They're brand new. Kawasaki Z125s. Beautiful bikes. There's a whole fleet of them. And we will look after you. It's not a problem. Yeah, we provide the radio pieces. Yeah, you need footwear, ankle protection ideally. Denim jeans is a minimum. We provide helmet, jackets, gloves if you need them. Yeah, so we do get people don't come in at youngsters, come in a little bit later. Everybody is different. When you're 17, you can take on the world, can't you? You're invincible. Okay, so we're coming to a conclusion, coming to the end. Well done, Paul. Thanks for joining us. See you again soon. Yep, so not far off now. We'll give it another 5 minutes and I am going to be saying a good night. I'm going to go and get myself a drink and put a film on. What film? It'll be one of my classic favorites. but I will thank you all very much for joining again. It has been a good live stream. And I think we peaked at about 26 people watching at the same time, which is good. We've currently got 31 people have liked the video, which is good. It's been very worthwhile. Again, lots of interaction. Advanced, yeah. So various different advanced institutions. So you can get bike safe, go with the local police. Enhanced rider scheme run by the DVSA. Most bike schools can offer you that. Or you can go on and do your advanced with ROSPA, IAM. So it's different institutions. So yeah, do a bit of research. But any further training is going to be of benefit to you. Well done, Seal Horse. All the best. Thanks for joining. So yeah, it's all looking good. So then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love you and leave you. I don't know whether when I finish the live, I think when I finish a live stream, I think the chat stops, doesn't it? The ability to chat stops. I think you can go into description or comment box below. But as soon as I log off on the live stream, I think the chat becomes disabled. I think that's how it works. So I'm going to log off, okay? And I wish you all a good night. Thanks for dropping in. Live stream on Sunday. We'll be doing another live stream on Sunday. So join us then for a chit chat, Bob the Biker on Sunday, and we'll see you then. So I'm logging off. I thank you all very much, and I will see you all soon. Okay, so bye for now.